I see the potential where the series can go in instances, but it's not consistent to the point where I'm like, okay, yo, this game is like solid. This game's rock solid right now. Like, I don't know what all the critics talking about, giving it fours and such. Like, I see where they're coming from to an extent, but at the same time, it's like when I play the game, I see plays where I see the bounce tech, the player step loco, the player physics, the court cue. Like, I see all of it, all the stars align. And I'll see plays where it's like the way he blocked that pass, the way he took him off the dribble and he was out of position and how he tried to recover, like the way it flowed was smooth. And I'm like, those are the kind of plays that I would see happen in the game. To even how players would space the floor at times, depending upon how things are going during the course of a game.
Spacing is good.
The set.
Spacing is real good.
Yeah, and then even to the sets that the CPU defense will adjust to against you. You know what I'm saying? They just don't see. The thing is, in 2K, all they'll do is just double team you. Oh, this guy's hot. Let's double team him, and that's it. But they just don't do that in live. Like, they may still run you man to man, but they may adjust how the individual guards you. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, those things, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing that, and I'm liking it. But the problem is I can't enjoy it as much because the game feels stiff. Like the animations at times, it feels stiff. It'll feel clunky. Sometimes the animations look very basic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I see that, like, every time I control a ball handler, and I mean not a ball handler, excuse me. If I'm playing on-ball defense and I'm facing them up, my guy gets cement feet every time they put a move on me, and it's like I'm not able to jump in front of them or stay with them until they're just about past me and on their way to the rack.
And with left trigger, defensive stance held plus right trigger.
Yep. That's me. I'm right in front of the. If I don't, it's pretty much like this. If I don't anticipate the move, I'm dead weight. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna beat me. They're gonna beat me off the dribble. And then the two, and like that's one area. And then the main area that has me concerned as well is in the post game, because when they go inside, like when they take me off the dribble or what have you, it's like whether I control the post defender or not, they'll put a move on me and my defender won't react until it's too late. Like the let's say if I was Zach Randolph going up against Andre Drummond or something like that, he'll put the move on me, and then Randolph will he'll either already went up and took the hook shot or went up for the dunk. And Drummond's doing a late reaction jump to try and swat, but he's swatting at nothing because it's too late. And it's like their feet, it's like they just have this delayed reaction to whatever move is done on the court. And it doesn't flow. Like, they don't stay with him. Like, even if he gets beat, they don't stay with him. And like, that's one of the key problems that I have within the game is those kind of moments there. And that's why I say that.
I wouldn't disagree with a lot of that stuff. I would say, like, at least in the post thing, I don't know if you saw like the post tutorial, like that was something that was there. But then once we put that out, guys had better chances of defending it. So it's like, well, what does that mean? All right, well, point your left stick as he's doing that spin move. Okay, it's also pressure sensitive. So if you know the vibration on the right or the left side of your controller when you're backing down is your tell. It will tell you if you're a good post defender, it will rumble on the right or left side, telling you which way he's going to spin. Now, if you're pressing towards him or you're trying to push him, you're more, volatile to get, the spin move, successfully against you. So, like I said, I think a lot of that, some of that is with the onboarding process. I think there's another issue there that, working on fixing too as well, is just defenders, and a lot of it too is just the way it is it's so step-based as far as just making sure that you're taking the appropriate angle. It's something to get used to, because in games, before, like I'll use an example of like Live 10, if you're running, say, at the free throw line and I'm at half court, I could sprint into you, and get into a two-man animation. You can't do that in our game. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you may play an animation that plays like a blow-by, like you're going to go by me, but I still slowed you down while I'm sprinting at you full speed. You see what I'm saying? And that's, and like I said, going back to just adjusting to the technology and stuff and just making sure that we have these anims and we're making them fit properly with the system that we have and getting used to, at least on my end as well.
Right.
But your critiques and everything on the game are definitely well noted and definitely appreciated.
And that's what has me excited about the game, like, going forward, because, like Smitty was saying, those sim elements are there. It's just at times it's kind of like, oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the animations are so raw. It's like that should have felt better, especially on controls. You're like, maybe that should have felt better or looked better. And so with you all, hopefully, in the future, making, like you said, the animals fit correctly in the proper situations, that we'll get, a smoother game as well as a better-looking one, too. But that's what has me, pumped for the future. I did want you to kind of, just for Sim Perspective Radio purposes, to touch on synergy and just your thoughts on that and how it folds into simulation as well.
Since you guys, this is the perfect topic for the Sim Standard Radio Show, because it is sim. That's all it is. We look at it as if we are Team 31. Hopefully next time I ever see you guys, we'll be able to break down that tool some more. But it is the number one data analyst tool in the league. So every single team in the uses it, plus Live 14. Look at it that way. It tells me everything as far as Kyrie goes left off of pick and roll. He wants to pull up at 14 feet. He wants to shoot at 8 feet. He wants to do this against this defender. It charts all of that stuff. It tells us anything that you can think of as far as team or player goes. It's in there. Lineups, how he works off of the right side of the floor in screen roll compared to the left. Post up, does he want to face up? Pick and rolls, does he want to pop? Does he want to slip? All of that stuff. And then you combine that with our AI, and they're constantly evaluating that every single frame. And so you'll notice that, like, if you play like Miami, and I'm just trying to think of a team like Charlotte, and notice how much LeBron and how their offenses change and their sets change depending when you play them or you play Indiana, and tell me what you see.
Right.
That's the tool is just as driving, is in the background, just constantly driving our gameplay. It's exciting. It's organic. It's definitely new.
And see, that's one thing I found interesting. I think I spoke to you about it the last time I was down. Is we always talk about organic gameplay, especially with Madden. And that's the thing. A lot of people, they beat up Live so much, but they didn't pay attention to, like, what was under the hood. It always reminds me of the analogy, like people always say that the old Shelby is like this prime car, but you always find one with a beat-up body. It's like they don't look at that engine, though. Do you understand what's underneath the hood? All we got to do is put the paint on it, put the wheels back on, because synergy that's exactly what we're asking for as gamers, any sports game. The AI combined with real-world data, and that controls the gameplay. That's what we've been asking for years. And that alone is the reason why I think Live, you have to consider, Live, without even being biased, Live is definitely going to be a game at some point to contend with. It's going to be that. When you have that type of foundation, and if it's flushed out, how are you going to beat that? Because eventually what's going to happen, you're going to see animation. I mean, you're going to see things happen, like you said, like, okay, we know Kyrie is going this way. And you know, it plays the defense naturally because of that data. You don't get that in any sports game. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
And to that point, you know, I've answered this a couple times through forums and the Twitters. If I'm Smitty and I drive left 55% of the time, if there's nobody there, it doesn't mean he's going to go left. You know what I'm saying? He takes the most, opportune, time to go. You know, he'll take a direct layup. It's just like, okay, here's the raw data. Here's what you get. He's constantly, processing who's guarding me. Is Rondo guarding me, or is it Steve Blake guarding me? Like, they know that as well. It's not, just here's 55%, now deal with it, and now we're going to let you play.